Leading off for Georgia Highlands College, center fielder, number 20, Emma Darrow.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Last game of the day. Georgia Highlands has already played in one. Gordon, on virtue of their 2 seeding, hasn't had to play, but does now. Robert Williamson, the commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elner, as that is rocketed to short, and it kind of rattled around the kneecaps of Macy Batchelor. And on is Imitaro. And Dave Elner, this is a good hitting Georgia Highlands squad. You don't want to give them runners if you don't have to, and there's an E6.
Well, we saw them in the second game today put up a 10 spot and end that game early. So, yes, you're absolutely right. They've got some ladies that can flat out stroke it, and you give them the opportunity, they'll do it. So we'll see what we've got today.
Got a base runner aboard. It is punted back to McDonald. She'll go to first. And she'll get 2. A little too much air underneath it from Abby Hall, and Darrow not able to get back. Well, best way to rectify an error, double play. And 2 gone for Amani Green. Taking a look at that lineup, Georgia Highlands, Imitaro leading it off, Abby Hall batting second. This is the 3-hitter Amani Green, Kat Kimbrell in the 4-hole, Emma Lee Freeman batting 5th. Caden Warren, the 6-hitter, Abby Yates batting 7th, Macy Andrews 8th, and Hayden Joyner in the 9-hole. Kayla McDonald pitching for Gordon. Behind the plate, Abby Harvard, first baseman Faith Southern. Kara Bishop at second. Shortstop is Macy Batchelor. Emmy Hartman is at third. In left field, Katie Lamons. Lauren Wiltshire in center, and the right fielder is Riley Haley. In a little bit low with the offering. And the count goes to 3-0 on Amani Green.
Well, you're getting ready to be in the sunshine, Robert Williamson, so it warms up. Our 3 games we've been in the shade, but we're almost at the 6 o'clock hour, so the western sun is firmly in my back and coming to you in the next 10 minutes.
You are sitting to my left, so you're already subjected to what I get later, huh? Up on the rooftop for Green.
And if I get off air and leave, you'll know why.
It's getting a little warm here on the portico. Thought maybe the cloud coverage would keep the sun away, but the cloud coverage to the west anyway gone.
Well, gentleman down there did have the foresight to turn on the ceiling fans for us, so we do have a little air moving.
Hey, I'm good with that. A walk given to Green. And by the way, if you are just tuning into the game and going, man, did I have the time wrong?
No, you do not.
No, this time is just right. It is an hour 15 early.
I did just tweet out 5:45 and we're starting early. There's a pop-up.
And coming in from the circle to make the catch, McDonald. So the walk to Green, no problem. We go to the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. Bottom of the first, Lauren Wiltshire coming to the plate first for the Highlanders. Macy Batchelor on deck. 3-hitter is Riley Haley. Lily Alpo batting fourth. Abby Harvard fifth. Faith Southern sixth. Emmy Hartman seventh. Karen Bishop eighth. Katie Lamons ninth. I love the names of this team. That is the most interesting 9 names. I mean, you've got a Batchelor, you've got an Alpo, you've got a Harvard, you got a Southern, you got a Lamons. That is sent towards the wall, and you got a home run.
And you've got a home run.
Wiltshire delivering with a solo shot to begin this one for Gordon.
That one got out in a hurry.
Joyner giving up the long ball. And we're back to the solo shots. That is the 7th solo home run of the day.
Ball has been carrying today from the get-go of game 1 this morning.
Macy Batchelor to the plate. Hayden Joyner pitching for Georgia Highlands. Behind the plate, Caden Warren. At first, Emily Freeman, the second baseman, Abby Yates. Shortstop, Abby Hall, and the third, Amani Green. Left field, Haley Love. Imatero in center, and the right fielder is Macy Andrews. That is a foul ball towards third. Winners today, East Georgia, Georgia Highlands, Georgia Military. And now we'll find out between Georgia Highlands and Gordon.
And losers today.
That's true. We've had losers. We've had winners become losers.
Yes, we have.
Catch made it short by Abby Hall. Or actually, I think that was the left fielder coming in to make the grab, Haley Love. I think what it is about all these cool names is I don't have one. That bothers me. My parents, rest their soul. But, you know, when they were around, I did occasionally complain about not having any cool names. None of them. First, middle, last.
Did your dad said, I can give you a cool name?
It didn't seem to bother him.
It might
He
not be
didn't care.
cool to you, but hey.
Yeah, I got a name or two for you. That's probably something he would have said. 1-0 advantage, Riley Haley. Lily Alpo to the on-deck circle as that is popped up near the foul line. Coming over is Abby Yates from second to make the catch.
And you know, Robert, winner of this game will also continue on to tomorrow's winner's bracket. So, you know, what we got lined up for tomorrow, you know, 10 a.m. ball game, we've got Andrew and East Georgia. The 1 p.m. game tomorrow will be the loser of this game against South Georgia State. So there's your losers bracket right there. So out of that tomorrow, we'll have 2 teams going home by the time we get to our last 2 ball games.
And then we'll have somebody going home in the last game, won't we? Isn't the 4 o'clock game is the one that's winner's bracket?
Yep. And then the 7 o'clock game, yes, we'll have a loser of the winner's bracket playing one of those.
So tomorrow is Elimination Thursday.
Yes, it is.
We're going to cut this 6-team field in half. 2-0 pitch to Alpo. Abby Harvard to the on-deck circle. Top of the second, Freeman, Warren, and Yates for Georgia Highlands. Little known fact, years ago when I started calling Georgia Junior College athletics, these are the 2 teams that I confused. I don't know, folks are going, they're the only teams you confused? We've heard you. But no, one is One is Georgia Highlands, and the other is the Highlanders.
Yes, I can see where that could happen. At least once.
I think it happened more than once. 3-2 pitch to Alpo. Abby Harvard to the on-deck circle. That'll be a base hit into left field. 2-out single. And Alpo on for Abby Harvard. Faith Southern to the on-deck circle.
Now batting for Golden State, the pitcher, number 16, Abby Havard.
That is out of the strike zone with the opening pitch to Abby Harvard. And see, the cool thing about names is when you can do something with them, that makes sense yet has that double meaning. Where these names are concerned is off to second goes Alpo. With Bachelor. She'll always be a bachelor until she's married.
There you go. I'm thinking football player Georgia, Cash Jones.
Yep.
They called him Cash Money.
That's it. You got Harvard.
Yep.
When she goes to school, she's getting a Harvard education.
Does she get a Harvard education if she doesn't go to Harvard?
Yes, she gets a Harvard education. She is a Harvard, and she's getting educated.
Oh,
it is a Harvard education. And Faith is a Southern lady. No matter what.
Yep.
Even if she was born and raised in the North, she would be a Southern lady. Base runner at second. Wilcher in on the home run. A little bit inside with the pitch, bouncing off the bag at second, Alpo. But she'll go back.
Well, Robert, when we get to next inning, I think the only team that I haven't announced their all-region players are Gordon State. So next inning we'll throw those out there for everybody. So we'll have all the teams, all-region winners announced.
I would imagine as a 2 seed there are plenty. That is hit into center field, trying to knock it down as Darrell on her way to second. Harvard and in to score Alpo. It's a 2-zip game. RBI for Harvard.
I'm not mistaken, every game the home team is put numbers across the plate in the bottom of the first.
Well, we can verify. Opening game today, yes for East Georgia State. Game 2, yes for Georgia Highlands. Game 3, yes for Georgia Military. And game 4, yeah for Gordon.
And all 4 of those went on to win.
They did.
Or 3. Does this hold true to the other 3? We'll see.
Well, and that's true with East Georgia. It's kind of a mixed bag because they won one. They won the one in which they scored in the bottom of the first. Maybe it's the scoring in the bottom of the first.
Yep.
Any team that has scored in the bottom of the first has won.
Has won today.
Of course, the Chargers plan on breaking that streak of wins for the home team. Count goes to 2-1 on Faith Southern. Emma Hartman moving to the on-deck circle. Your softball here in Strong Rock tomorrow begins at 10 a.m. And hey, it wouldn't bother me if we had the same problem tomorrow as we had today, the need to start early.
If we called starting early a problem, it's a good problem.
Yep.
Because there's times we've walked out of this complex at 11 o'clock at night and to
Yep.
be back here bright and early at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So, yes, we'll take it.
Emmy Hartman to the on-deck circle. Southern popping that up to the left side. Love there for the catch. Left on is Harvard. 2 runs come in. Gordon by 2. Headed to the second.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Top of the second gets underway. Emily Freeman starting it off. Caden Warren and Abby Yates due up in the inning, 2 for Georgia Highlands. Out of the head of the McDonald pitch, or out ahead of the McDonald pitch, goes Freeman. You have an ACCC player as coach of Georgia Highlands.
Former ACCC.
That's true. Now, does Dean harass you about, hiring former ACCC players, or does he go?
Well, let's add a little context there. The person we're talking about is actually Georgia Highlands AD, Nikki Levering, who's filling in at first base.
Well, I was talking about coach.
Oh, well, coach too. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 then.
Coach Robertson. So the first base coach is an ACCC.
No, let me back up. I conflated the 2. You are exactly right, 100%, Robert Williamson.
That is so rare. Thank you for acknowledging.
It's like my wife acknowledging that I'm right. That rare.
1 away, 1 aboard. Abby Yates to the plate.
Let's get a little GCAA all-region accolades information from Gordon State. Player of the year is right fielder Riley Haley. First team infield Macy Batchelor. First team outfield Lauren Wilcher. First team pitcher Riley Haley. She pulled double duty this year. Second team infield Faye Southern. Second team outfield Lily Alpo. Second team pitcher Kaylee McDonald. Second team catcher Abby Harvard. So there's all your names. We've got them covered.
And for the Charger fans who said, hey, you didn't recognize Georgia Highlands, did that in the opening game.
I did do that in the opening game.
So we have seen and heard who all of the region player of the year. Now, do you hand out a coach of the year?
Yes, coach of the year was Coach Ashley Bunn.
So congratulations to Coach. Swing and a miss by Yates. And the count runs full. Got a base runner on with 1 away, top of the second. In a 2-zip game. That is popped up left side and over to make the catch. Shortstop Macy Batchelor. So 2 gone. Macy Andrews to the plate.
Right fielder, number 18, Macy Andrews.
Hayden Joyner moving to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2 on Andrews. Hayden Joyner to the on-deck circle. Last game of the quadruple header. And it's fouled off of the column.
Take a look and see if the stats look different now. I'm hoping they're already up because, we were having that issue.
All right.
And they took off their minimum limiter for us, so hopefully it's showing everybody on there.
A little high with a pitch to Andrews. Let's see, I hit that, and I bump this. And let's see if we've got all the GCAA stats in this particular case. Sure do. As this one is sent towards center field. Andrews with a fly out in center to Wilcher. 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 stranded, nobody scores in the top of the second. Wayne Jones County diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Again, a reminder, plenty of baseball this summer on JockJive. Cal Ripken World Series, Babe Ruth World Series, DBB World Series, ALA BCA showcases, and this showcase series.
Does Cal Ripken show up at the Cal Ripken World Series?
Not that I know of. I've never been to the Cal Ripken World Series, just in the production crew. James handles that. And then Mike Rideout. You remember Mike?
Yeah.
Yep, he handles the play-by-play, but I've never heard them say one way or the other.
Well, I need you to ask them, because if he does, I'm going to send you a baseball that I need signed.
All right, we'll do.
I can add that with my Hank Aaron and Pete Rose.
And Bryce Harper.
Nah,
Harper?
You know what? I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. When I was covering the College World Series, I'll be danged if I was going to get him to sign one. Listen, my experience with Bryce Harper was not good, and my gut feeling was exactly right.
Well, God rest his soul, but
he's still alive.
Well, not him. But Bill Brownell, when we were working for him or with him out
you were
in
working
Grand
with
Junction, that's true. He got Bryce Harper to sign about 3 or 4 baseballs, and one of them's in a spot of the house. I'm hoping one day it makes me some money.
I probably should have done that, but I wasn't going to stoop that low for a dollar bill or a Benjamin. I just wasn't going to do it. I do have my limits. No, but when I worked with the Braves right out of grad school, I got a baseball signed by Hank Aaron, and I went down to get Pete Rose to sign it. They don't do that. Said he will, was not a nice person. He was so cordial with me,
Well, he knew who you were. That is hit towards.
Oh, great catch.
Wow, that was just spectacular.
Wow.
Macy Andrews. That was one of those da-na-na, da-na-na. That was a spectacular Macy Andrews catch.
Yes, it was.
We were doing an event down in Fort Myers, Florida. I think it was a perfect game event. I wasn't there. I don't get to see all this stuff. But James was there and said, in walks this fellow, shakes his hand, by the name of Roger Clemens. Had a son playing baseball in that perfect game event.
Well, Rose signed that. He also signed the Sports Illustrated where he broke Ty Cobb's record. So I've got that.
You might have some stuff worth something.
Yeah, I think so. But a mistake I made, pop up right here.
Coming in from center field. And it's him and Taro, and out will go Bishop.
Nolan Ryan was with the Astros in the National League at the time. I didn't get him to – if I'd had that, you've got most career – and look, I don't go by the steroid era. Those do not count, in my opinion. But you would have had the most home run hitter, most career hits, most career no-hitters. I mean, those are three people that just like, wow.
Katie Lamons taking a pitch high. Top of the order, Lauren Wiltshire to the on-deck circle. But now I will say, where I'm concerned, it is purely an investment. And there is no sentimental attachment to any baseball signed by anybody. Wow, what a job over at third by Amani Green. Two stellar defensive plays. Hartman to begin it, and Andrews to begin it, and it was Green to finish it.
I'll pick up your dollar value next inning when we come back.
We head to the bottom. Make that top of inning number 3.
Top of the third inning for Highlands. Pitcher number 4, Hayden Brown.
Leadoff base hit from Hayden Joyner. And the Chargers with a base runner on to begin inning number 3.
Tell you what, we've got batters on both sides that are hitting the ball on a rope.
Runner aboard for the Chargers. Back at the top of the order, Imataro. Abby Hall moving to the on-deck circle. Darrow reached on an error, got picked off at first on a bunt attempt by Hall that had too much air under it. McDonald able to make the catch, throw over to first, and get the out.
For the life of me, I don't know why Presto would put limits on our conference stats. I mean, I started looking at it. All it was showing was, for example, Georgia military with only 8 players. Well, you got to have 9 to play a ball game. Mm-hmm. And we're only getting 8 players with stats, unless it's once again something's not right.
Well, there were some games with 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, and then, I looked at, of course, Region 22 in Alabama and Region 7 in Tennessee, and theirs looks just fine. Region 10 looked just like mine, so obviously I don't know if that was in the IT building of the site or what, because we just had ours redone last year.
Well, the problem corrected, so now the folks can go to the GCAA.com. And
well, our coaches use it. It's vital for our coaches. They
Yep.
look at it when they're picking all region stuff, and it was just so much harder.
Imentaro with a base runner on. That is floated out of play. And plus now I can go and say Darrow's had 114 plate appearances, 53 hits.
Yep.
20 walks, 8 strikeouts, 19 RBIs on the year.
Now you're able to give our listeners all the fluff. The good stuff,
I
the
think
meat.
I've been fluffing.
The meat. How about the meat of it? The fluff is just that stuff.
A little bit outside with a pitch to Darrow. Three balls, couple of strikes. Abby Hall on deck. Top of the order in the bottom of the third for Gordon. That has popped up but out of play. Over onto an adjoining, I would assume that's a baseball field. It's a much deeper fence.
Did you take a look in between games
I
at
did.
the other field?
I went back and looked at the baseball
See?
field behind us.
If we were doing, it's a little short. If it was a little bit longer, man, it'd be a good place to have a baseball tournament here.
Into foul territory, running out of room to make the catch. Katie Lamons knew a chain link was coming. Do we know what the distance is over there, and what distance do you have to have?
You know what? It's not in my everyday.
Not in your everyday wheelhouse?
Yeah, until it's something that involves us, I'm not really probably going to pay a whole lot of attention to it.
3-2 pitch to Darrow here in the top of the third. That is into center field, base hit. Back-to-back singles and a couple of runners on to begin the third.
Our Lady Chargers have something brewing here. I mean, runners on first to second, no outs. Time for them to have a big inning.
Not saying they wouldn't slap a home run, but they will base hit you to death. 20 home runs on the year. But a ton of base hits. Abby Hall flew out to pitcher McDonald, trying to lay down a bunt in the first. Nothing in one on Hall. Amani Green to the on-deck circle. Just a smidge outside with the offering. I'll tell you one thing, though. You did not confuse first base coach and coach for Georgia Highlands. You just kind of confused what I was saying about them. But I could see how you could confuse them physically. They look very much alike.
Yes.
Especially with ponytail and cap. And
A.D. Nikki Levering, she played at South Georgia State and then went on to Georgia Southwestern. Softball coach there, and then has taken over A.D. duties now at Georgia Highlands.
And Georgia Southwestern is where Coach Robertson, after finishing up at Wallace Hansville, went.
Played for Coach Levering. And then we add further into that, which you make the trek to Americas quite often. Our good buddy James Frey, I don't know if he's watching tonight. James is no longer the AD at South Georgia Tech. He's the associate head basketball coach at New Mexico State.
Could be watching the game from Las Cruz.
Could be.
Last time I chatted with him was via text when you had the shooting in Las Cruz. Just wanted to check on him. He said, man, I'm in North Dakota.
Listen, as Hill said, that boy was a traveling fool this year. He was all over the place.
Just about a foot foul by Hall.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if any school jet sets more than New Mexico State in the conference they're in. Man, they go to California, then they're over in playing Liberty, then they're down at FIU in Florida. I mean, they're all over. Last year, I drove over to say hey at Jacksonville State in Alabama when they played. And this year, Kennesaw State came in the conference, so instead of driving, you know somebody's got to be a friend if you'll drive 3.5 hours to say hey.
Yep.
And this year I only had to drive an hour and a half. I told him, I said, I don't like you any less, but the distance traveling was much easier this time.
Bases all loaded up by the Chargers. Amani Green coming to the plate. Man, if I were somebody facing Georgia Highlands, the last player I wouldn't want to face with the bases loaded and nobody
Amani Green,
out.
yes. I don't know that I would walk her because it means the run's going to score, but I dang sure well wouldn't give her anything good to hit, that's for sure.
Amani Green with a base runner at first, second, and third.
And we still have 0 outs in the inning, so Highlanders are looking for a double play somewhere.
386 hitter, 49 RBIs on the year for Amani Green. Base hit ties the game. Or more.
And with the bases full with no outs, she can be a little more selective in what she wants.
In the opening game, singled, walked, singled, and singled. 3 for 3. And she'll drop that one into left field. Base hit that'll bring in Joyner. Close behind is Darrow. It is a 2-2 game.
Wow, where do you come up with a double that just bloops off into the bat just out of the shortstop's reach?
If you're Amani Green. I mean, for you and me, it's about 27 strides between bags. For her, it's about 10.
You take a hit any way you can get it. One that's hit hard off the fence and the outfielder gets it back in is no different than a one that goes 3 feet in front of the plate,
Still puts her over the 50 RBI mark. Either way you look at it.
And that gives us a tie ball game now.
In the top of the third, Kat Kimbrell to the plate. Emily Freeman to the on-deck circle. Top of the order in the bottom of the third for Gordon, Wiltshire, Batchelor, and Haley. That is a base hit into right field, and taking the lead is Georgia Highlands.
Green almost ran straight through that stop sign that Tanner Robinson had at third base. I glanced over there to see her coming up with the throw and her rounding third. I thought she's running straight through that, but she put on the brakes at the last minute because I think she would have been dead at home on that one. I was wondering if we were going to make a change, and there it is.
New pitcher coming in for Gordon, the new pitcher, and the McDonald's stats when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
New pitcher Riley Haley coming in from right field. In the regular season, went 10-11 in the circle. 25 appearances, started 13 games, worked 110 innings. ERA of 4.43. Meanwhile, Lily Alpo, who was the designated player, is now out in right. Two unpitched to Freeman. Still nobody out here in the top of the third. Couple of runners on for Emma Lee Freeman. Caden Warren moving to the on-deck circle. Well, the west-setting sun not only problematic for us, more importantly, it's problematic for some of the fielders. I see Riley Haley shielding her eyes when getting that return throw from the catcher. It's popped up out of play. A little bit high with a pitch. I think that is Georgia Military College that's out on the grassy knoll to see this game and see who they'll be playing tomorrow.
Well, they took care of business, probably got them a little dinner, decided to come back out here and watch the rest of this one.
Freeman with a single in the second. Pops this one up towards the corner in foul territory, out of play. Chase given there by Katie Lamont. But it will drop on the other side of that chain link gate. Strike delivered, 0-2 to Freeman. I'll make that to Warren. Freeman on. Loading it up, and Warren with an opportunity to really put some distance between the Chargers and Highlanders. Or between Highland and the Highlanders. You see how I can confuse it? That is shot over towards the gap, right center field, in to score Green. Kimbrell's in. Freeman putting on the brakes. At third, it's a 2 RBI. Caden Warren double. And with that, we can put the finishing touches on Kaylee McDonald's time in the circle. 2 innings of work, 13 faced, no strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits, and 5 runs.
And one thing I noticed Tanner Robson did, she didn't put them in a situation to make an out at home plate. that could have been. She held the runner, so you still got. Wow.
Yates rounding into the 1-3. I am surprised that Freeman's still in third.
But Freeman got that far down the line, and the minute the pitcher did not even look at her, she should have broke. She would have had that one easy. Because you almost had your second baseman caught in a pickle there in no man's land.
And I would assume the bunt was for the purpose of bringing in the run, more so than getting the runner on.
You know, safety squeeze there. You put it out and play there, and you don't commit. And
Macy Andrews with a fly out to center field. She is the 9th Charger to come to the plate in the top of the third. Hayden Joyner, who began the inning, has moved to the on-deck circle. And a Georgia Highlands team that had a single hit in 2 innings has 5 in the third. Andrews popping that back towards the screen.
if you're Gordon State coach Allie Hatterman, you will dearly welcome a K right here to give you your second out.
That is popped up, able to get it from behind the plate is Harvard, and there's 2 gone. So 2 away for the lady who started off the inning, Hayden Joyner. And this is the first time today that a team has hit a run.
You would think with the run rules that we had, we would have had that.
Had a couple of run rule games, one by 8, one by 10, but no bat-arounds until now. Joyner with a single that began the inning. Top of the order, Imataro is on deck. And another one fouled away by Joyner. Joyner, a sophomore, hitting .325 on a .353 hitting Charger squad. Popped up. Center field and Wiltshire there for the catch. 2 runners stranded, 5 runners in as we head to the bottom of the third. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for Golden State. Center fielder number 23, Vaughn Wilson.
Top of the order, bottom of the third. Fouled away by Lauren Wilcher. Wilcher with a solo home run to begin the bottom of the first. Back to the plate here in the third. Macy Batchelor and Riley Haley due up in the inning as well. High pitch to Wilcher. Wilcher, a .327 hitter on a .308 hitting Highlander squad.
Well, the forecast the next 2 days, 10% chance of rain tomorrow. Friday's the one that's all over the place. Every time I pull up one of the weather apps, specifically one, 50%, 30%, 65%. Now it was 40 about an hour ago. Now it's back 30. Like, would you make up your mind?
What time of the day, by the way, on Friday?
Let's look and see. Isolated thunderstorms in the morning, then skies turning partly cloudy. So, you know, we might, instead of starting early, we might end up having to push back. But
Ground to short, fielded by Hall. Able to get it to first and get Wilcher on the 6-3.
But all we can say to everybody watching, just tune in. We'll try to keep updates on Twitter. And tomorrow, you know, we're scheduled for 10, 1, 4, and 7, just like we had today. But today we had good graces of starting everything early. Tomorrow we could be the same. Tomorrow we could be late. So if you come in and we're running late, you hadn't missed anything. If you come in and we start early and you didn't know about it, you might have missed something. So just check the website, check Twitter. We'll have that out there. And Friday's really what we're more concerned about than anything else, what we're going to do Friday. Because we don't want to have to carry this into the weekend. Because last I saw, I don't think the weekend looks real good, at least the first part of it.
And the GCAA Twitter handle is?
The GCAA.
Count even in one on Batchelor. Batchelor with a fly out to left field in the first. Top of the order in the top of the fourth for Georgia Highlands, but Gordon hoping to do some damage here in the bottom part of the third with one away. Count goes even at 2 on Batchelor. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Nobody aboard, bottom of inning number 3. That will get over the head of Andrews in right field. On her way to second, Batchelor. She's there with a 1-out double. Fourth hit of the game for Gordon. And Gordon coming right back, responding to the runs in the top part of the inning by Georgia Highlands.
Now batting for Golden State College, number 9, Riley Haley.
First pitch caught the inside part of the plate on Haley. Riley Haley started in right, went to the circle, popped out to second in the first. That is popped up in the direction of right field. Catch made by Andrews, and holding at second is Batchelor. And don't forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're like a little community and want to become a big one. I don't know if a big YouTube community has more of the amenities, but let's just think it does.
We can get some home fix-it videos. I'll subscribe.
You would not want to see my home fix it.
No, I would not. We've talked enough, no.
Andrews with a catch of the Alpo fly ball.
I've seen your van with the house window air conditioning unit in the back of it.
Well, and right now it's got tie-ties holding the bumper on, so, improvise, duct tape, that'll work too. We go to the fourth in a 5-2 game.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning for Georgia Highlands, center fielder number 20, Emma Darrow.
Top of the order, top of the fourth, Emma Darrow starts it. Abby Hall and Amani Green 2 up in the inning, 2. Gordon gets a 2-out double from Macy Batchelor, but she is left on at second, and here we go with the fourth as this one is fouled out of play. 1, 2, and 3 in the order. Both teams played it all of their runs in a single inning. Gordon with both of their runs in the first. And Georgia Highlands, their 5 runs in the third. That is popped up but out of play. Chase given by Lamons, but not reachable.
When you travel, inevitably, sometimes you end up staying in the same hotels with teams. And Coach Bunn, GMC's team, happens to be in the same hotel I am. And I said, found out what floor. I said, don't let there be any shenanigans tonight. I said, she said, no, I'll put the fear of God in them. You'll sleep good.
They stand here in Locust Grove or up in McDonough?
Locust Grove.
Into right field, and that'll be a base hit to lead off the fourth for Georgia Highlands. 7th hit of the game. Abby Hall coming to the plate. As you know, I price line it.
Yes, you do.
So I'm staying in McDonough. I got to say kudos, though, too, to the folks there at the Country Inn and Suites. Because I got in past what is, typically the normal time to get a room. But they said, we'll hold it for you until 4:30 if you can get here. So I said, man, I'll hit.
It's not like they're going to have a ton of people knocking down the door to that time to come in anyway.
So I did. Don't hold this against me. And if we have any state troopers listening, forgive me. I did drive a little over the speed limit last night. Not much. Just a little bit. To make it by 4:30.
Well, in the state of Georgia, you can be 9 miles over the speed limit, and the only people that can give you a ticket is the State Patrol. Regular municipalities cannot. That was to do away with all the little speed traps.
Really?
Yes.
Popped up in foul territory.
Not that I go 9 miles over the speed limit.
Well, that's what I was going. Maybe that's why I wasn't caught. So now I feel like it was legal.
No, it's still illegal, but they will give you that leeway. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is legal. No, they just can't give you a ticket. It's still, if you're speeding, it doesn't matter. You're still.
Can they stop you if you're?
They can stop you and give you a warning. Now, State Patrol can give you 1 mile over.
But now that you've told me if they stop me, I can say, hey, Dave Elner told me you can't do a dang thing.
Listen, I have thrown some. I know a few state troopers, and I have thrown a name or two around on 1 or 2 occasions, and it has gotten me out of a ticket.
I've never had that fortune. That is a base hit. Got it just inside the chalk. Amani Green. I don't know if she's going to be an out this tournament. 3 for 3 in the opening game. She's now 2 for 2 in this one.
She keeps up that pace. She's definitely going to be on the all-tournament team, regardless of where GHC finishes out.
Kat Cameron on the plate, 1 for 2 in the game. By the way, I am not advocating driving over the speed limit, although I do.
State trooper, I know, he base commander. He pulled some people over from Florida one time. Says, the guy says, I realize I was speeding. I don't have an excuse. He said, well, let me go back check something. He started to walk off. He said, hey, come back here a second. He said, if you had to listen to her all the way down to Florida, he said, you'd be speeding too. And he said he left, and when he got in the car, he said he could see that guy's wife was just giving him the business. I mean, she was wearing him out. And he said, I didn't have the heart to give him a ticket. He said, I just told him to slow it down a little bit. He said, the drive home was going to be worse than any ticket he ever had to pay for.
That's true. Kat Kimbrell with a fly out to the pitcher. A single, an RBI, and a run scored. 1 for 2 in the game. Emily Freeman on deck. Nice stop at short by Batchelor.
Oh,
and
great
then to
play
get
from
the
her
out.
knees.
Wow.
Yeah, nice throw from her knees.
Darrow comes in. Kimbrell picks up the RBI, but able to register the out as Batchelor.
Well, still allowed the run. She wasn't going to throw that runner out, but it kept the runner from second base from scoring.
Two gone with a runner at third for Emily Freeman. But as I mentioned last night, I did a baseball game in Laurel, Mississippi that lasted 3 hours and 31 minutes.
Oh.
Longest game I've done this year. And wouldn't you know, it's on the night when
You had to get
I've got
here.
limited time. But a big win, by the way, for Southeastern Baptist College. Knocked off Alcorn State. And in the NCCAA, there's like these power rankings. And if you knock off a D1, which Alcorn is, that certainly aids their cause.
You get points.
Yep. So congratulations to the Chargers. One ball, couple of strikes to Emily Freeman. A single and a walk. Left at first after the single, got the third, stranded there after the walk.
I know it's early, but is this one run that the Chargers have put up this inning, could that be the difference down the road?
Hit to short, Batchelor goes to first. Well, time will tell.
Yes, it will.
One runner stranded, one runner in as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth inning for the Highlands is the catcher, number 16, Abby Navarro.
We head to the bottom of the fourth. Abby Harvard starts at Faith Southern, and Emmy Hartman due up in the inning. 1-run plates in the top part. Chargers expand the lead to 4. Into the strike zone with a pitch to Abby Harvard. Count evens up 1 apiece, 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit outside of the strike zone to Harvard. Harvard with an RBI single in the first. And I'm noticing a headline.
Sports headline?
Yes, that, let me find it again. Jeff Spurback, golfer, dies falling out of golf cart, reportedly driven by John Elway.
I don't know if he was the agent, but he's known him for a long time. They were really tight, and I think
Freak accident.
Freak accident, yep. Yep, very much so. Yeah, but I think I'm not sure if he was an agent for Elway or a financial guy with us. There was a real tight connection with them, so.
Well, obviously thoughts and prayers to the Spurback family. 3-2 offering, and a walk given to Harvard.
Good start for Gordon State here in the bottom of the fourth. I know they're looking this inning to try to chip away at that 4-run lead by the Lady Chargers.
Not panic time. But
nope, it's still early.
Yep. But the Highlanders would love to get some runs across. Faith Southern with a fly out to left field in the first. Grounds it to third. Green goes to second for 1. Won't get the double play, but will get the lead runner. One out, Emmy Hartman next. Kara Bishop moving to the on-deck circle. Speaking of the sports world, we haven't checked in on Major League Baseball lately. Let's get you updated on scores. 4 finals. Cards beat the Reds in the first of 2, 6-0. Tigers over the Astros, 7-4. Rockies beat the Braves, 2-1. Dodgers over the Marlins, 12-7. In progress, no score Twins and Guardians after 3. Bottom of the first, Yankees 2-0 over the Orioles. As down to second, we'll go Faith Southern.
So some of these early games must be their wins to getaway games.
Already wrapping up some and in the process of doing so with others. Cubs and Pirates scoreless. Bottom of the first. And Gordon putting a runner in for Southern.
Yeah, I imagine we get back to the hotel tonight and start updating stuff for the website and try to find out what hockey games are on tonight. I love playoff hockey. Golly. It just comes to another level.
I'm trying to think if I ever even watched a playoff hockey game. Now, I've been to some, like, Eastern Coast League
Minor
hockey
league,
games.
Yeah, East Coast Hockey League, yeah.
And I don't know a thing about hockey, but they are enjoyable.
As a young lad back in my early days, that ball's hit on a rope.
To center field, but able to catch up with it is Himatero, tagging and going to third is Johnny Littlejohn running for Southern. Wasn't there a Littlejohn? There was a pitcher.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to think who she pitched for.
Georgia Military?
I don't think so. I want to think it was Georgia Perimeter. Is that possible? Is it that far back?
That goes way back.
The one I'm thinking of went on to play for Jacksonville State. I wonder if there's kinsmanship between that little John at third and that little John we're talking about.
Allie would probably know.
I'm just thinking the outfits were maroonish. So wasn't that a Georgia perimeter color?
Yes, they were. Also hung around with Robin Hood and Merry Men.
Little John did?
Robin Hood and Little John.
Yeah, hey, man, I don't watch this stuff.
I was waiting to see what reaction. It took a little while to say. Did he really just say that?
I was trying to figure what's he talking about. You know, my television viewing is extremely limited. The Office.
Oh, listen, as much as you're on the road, I'm surprised you don't have your phone on the dash with Hulu where you can watch it while you're driving. I won't say that I do that.
No.
Nope.
Never. Round the second. And over to first with the throw goes Abby Yates. Bishop grounding into the 4-3.
But, you know, when the Georgia-Florida football game is the same time we have a soccer championship.
So you don't have a choice.
I'll just have to break that law.
We head to the top of the fifth in a 6-2 game.
So
we head to the top of the sixth. 6, 7, and 8 in the order coming to the plate. You almost caught part of our conversation.
Well,
it's a good thing.
This was a good. I mean, we were working. I mean, always working behind the scenes. Sometimes some of our conversations in the media
probably aren't. I mean, they're
say,
not.
I wouldn't say they're bad.
No, but just probably not good for.
Sometimes your and my humor is a little
weird.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's not violent, just kind of weird.
Yeah. But no, I was really talking about trying to help you in your endeavors. I'm always trying to help you in your endeavors.
You're the guy that opened the door in the junior college. Well, actually, probably all together. So much appreciation as this one is sent foul by Caden Warren.
Well, no, we'll go ahead and have JockJive suck-up moment. Man, I say this every year, but we're so thankful that you are willing to come out of your busy schedule and call games for us, because I know there's some times that you're in other places, and yes, I get upset when you say, well, I can't come because you have spoiled me and the GCAA, and you do a wonderful job for us. So, yes, of course, I always want what I feel like is the best for us. So, and no, I do not pitch a fit when you don't come. I might bark a little bit, but I don't pitch a fit. So.
Well, and I appreciate the opportunities, the doors you've opened. Top of the fifth, Caden Warren starting, and Abby Yates, Macy Andrews due up in the inning too. That is fouled away to the left side by Warren. Bottom of the order in the bottom of the fifth for Gordon. Lamons, and then the top of the order, Wilcher and Batchelor. Might get our longest game of the day in this one. And an hour 16 currently. In the top of the fifth, though. When you start seeing 5 on the scoreboard, I don't know about players, coaches, but for me, when I start seeing 5,
clock starts ticking.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
Even though there is no clock in baseball, unlike all our other sports.
Maybe one day.
Soccer. Well, now they take that back. They do put the clock on the pitch count.
That's right.
So, but not not where the clock is the game. The game goes until you get the outs unless you have the run rule.
Well, they don't have that in golf either.
Yeah. But that's really, golf's not, I would not consider golf a team sport. You do have they score as a team, but most of your individuals scores make up the team score.
Yep.
Whereas every other sport, soccer, basketball, baseball, football, it is really a team sport.
Fouled away by Warren.
And there are clock limitations on all those. The duration of the game, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
There is a clock on the duration of the game. You can't, unless you have overtime. I keep saying, up with these absolutes, and they're not absolutes because like, here's the duration. But, well, if you have overtime, then – but this one will be here till we get to the bottom of the seventh, or there's a run rule. So you're stuck with us, folks, unless you turn off.
Or if we're tied up at the end of 7, we'll go extras.
Told you not to do that today.
Popped up on the infield. Calling for it at short and making the catch is Macy Batchelor.
We said we were not going to jinx anything today, and there you go.
I mean, as you know, I don't totally buy into this jinx stuff, but I will concede. Jason Thompson had about 2 or 3 very long games that he called, and I just kind of poked fun at him. And I'll be darned if I didn't have a 10-inning game the very day I said something to him.
No, that's karma. There's a difference between the two. There's this between jinxing and karma.
Okay, so that was a karma.
Yeah.
On the outside part of the plate to Abby Yates, who has popped out to short and ground out at the pitcher. 0 for 2 in the game. Macy Andrews to the on-deck circle. 9-1-2 in the bottom of the inning. Over from third to make the catch is Emmy Hartman. And 2 gone in the 5th for Macy Andrews. Andrews with a couple of flyouts, 1 to center, 1 behind the plate. 0 for 2 in the game. Into the strike zone with a Riley Haley offering. Came into the ball game in the 3rd. 5 runs at plated. She's only allowed 1 since. 0-2 on Andrews. Coming in a little bit low with the offering. Well, if you've absolutely, positively got to have it done by the end of April, you got about 5 hours to get it done.
Oh, boy, you're really pushing it.
Just wanted to throw that in. New month coming.
Whether we like it or not. Gosh, can you believe it's already going to be May?
I'm thinking we celebrated Christmas about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, man.
Popped up foul territory, able to get over and make the catch as Hartman. And the defense for Gordon turns in a 1-2-3, top of the 5th.
off the bottom of the fifth inning for Georgia State. The left fielder, number 10, Katie Lemons.
Bottom of the fifth, bottom of the order, Katie Lamont starts in. Lauren Wiltshire, Macy Batchelor. 2 up in the fifth inning as well. 3 up, 3 down in the top part of the inning. Haley is now retired 5 in a row. Lamont with a fly out to third. That happened in the second inning. Lauren Wiltshire to the on-deck circle. Well, that original complement of 21 outs for Gordon is down to 9.
As you said inning ago, clock's starting to tick now as far as what number of bats that you have left.
3-0 pitch. Into the strike zone. But Allie Hatterman and these Highlanders have been in situations like this before. That is floated towards center field, and there for the catch is Darrow. Out goes Lamont. And the outfield, I think, was playing relatively shallow.
Well, they were. She's a slap hitter. So, you know, you don't expect a slap hitter, one, to hit him with power. And so, and as a slap hitter, you got to get the ball down, and that was not the case there. So,
top of the order, Lauren Wiltshire. Wiltshire with a home run and a ground out. That is popped up and will hit the screen. Wiltshire batting .327, 52 hits this year. 159 plate appearances. I'm trying to remember back if we had tournaments here before that started in April, or is it all typically the very first part of May?
Yeah, it's been within a week or so.
Over into foul territory, left side, there to make the catch, Haley Love.
There have been times that we've had a late ball game, I say late ball game, a 7 o'clock game, that we're here at 10, and it's getting cool. Mm-hmm. You know, glad you had a little light jacket with you, but then there have also been times that we've been here and it's been roasting.
I'm just thinking the sun's not as brutal today.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Macy Batchelor has flown out to left and doubled, 1 for 2. Riley Haley to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the order and the top of the 6th for the Chargers. Gordon with a 2-run first and no runs since. Georgia Highlands, 5 runs in the third and added 1 more in the fourth. Otherwise scoreless. Two gone with a 3-0 count on Batchelor. And a 4-pitch walk given to Batchelor. Got a runner on for Riley Haley. Haley with a couple of flyouts, 1 to second, 1 to right field. 0 for 2 in the game. That is popped up over near the foul line to make the catch, second baseman Abby Yates. Batchelor gets on with a walk, stays on. We have played 5. The lead is 4 as we go to the 6th.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning, the Georgia Highlands, the pitcher, number 4, Hayden Joyner.
Top of the 6th gets underway. Bottom of the order, Hayden Joyner will start at 1 for 2 in the game. And a single in the 3rd, popped out to center field in the 3rd as well. Both of her plate appearances coming in inning number 3. And that was the lone inning in which the team batted around today in 4 games and all of the innings played. The only inning in which more than 9 have been to the plate was in the 3rd of this one. Bottom of the 6th, Alpo, Harvard, and Southern for Gordon. Two-one pitch. That is ground to second, fielded by Bishop. Goes to first, Joyner is out, number 1. One out from the top of the order, Emma Darrow. Darrow reached on an error in the 1st, singled in both the 3rd and 4th. Back to the plate in the 6th. Grounds it to second, Bishop to first, 2 gone. That's got Abby Hall to the plate. Hall with a fly out to the pitcher. A walk and a fly out to 3rd. 0-4-2 in the game. Two gone, nobody aboard. Riley Haley has now retired 7 straight. Trying to make Abby Hall 8 in a row. Just a bit inside with a pitch. Amani Green to the on-deck circle. 4, 5, and 6 in the order in the bottom of the 6th. And when Gordon State is concerned, they're thinking about holding the Chargers in the top part of the inning, scoring in the bottom part. And as you can imagine, Chargers with a different plan. And it includes scoring runs in the top and not letting them score in the bottom. 3-2 pitch that is floated towards left. When you got length on you, Bachelor able to reach up, make the catch, turn it into a 1-2-3, top of the 6th.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Highlanders, number 2, Lily Alpo.
Lily Alpo leading off the bottom of the 6th. Abby Harvard and Faith Southern, 2 up in the inning, too. Gordon trying to end a string of scoreless innings. Got runs in the first and nothing since. Lily Alpo 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to right. And we'll get out of play. Run the count even to 1-1. Abby Harvard on deck. 7th inning for Georgia Highlands starts at the 3 spot. Out of the strike zone, 2-1. Last game of the day. And if you joined us a few moments ago, going up to get most of that game in. Actually started about an hour 15 early. It's a high fly ball left field onto the grass. Goes shortstop Abby Hall, and Lily Alpo will fly out. A reminder, too, if you want to see any of these games later, they are on our premium channel, which is a subscription channel, but cost to sign up $25 for a year. 12 months of unlimited access, unlimited downloads. Not only to your team, but any game that we have broadcast. Abby Harvard 1 for 2. Singled in a run in the first and walked in the 4th. One-0 pitch to Harvard. Hayden Joyner. Starter still in the game. There is a base wrap into left field. 1-out single and a runner on. Harvard aboard. 5th hit of the game for Gordon. And Gordon sending Faith Southern to the plate. Southern 0 for 2 in the game. And a fly out to left field in the first. Ground into a 5-4 in the 4th. And it looks like we will get a runner for Harvard. And that runner is Neve Stevens. So Stevens to run with one away here in the bottom of the sixth. Gordon trying to seize upon every opportunity and take every advantage on every opportunity to chip into the 4-run lead. A little bit outside with a pitch to Southern. Amy Hartman to the on-deck circle. Popped up and into the stands. One fan reaching to catch the ball, the other going, get me out of the way. And the count even in 1. And a shot towards center field, but it is right to Imadero, forcing Stevens back to first. And 2 gone for Emmy Hartman. Hartman with a couple of flyouts to the outfield. One to right field, that came in the second. One to center field, and it came in the fourth. The one to right was the first out in the inning. The one to center, the second out. One on, 2 gone. Kara Bishop to the on-deck circle. Green, Kimbrell, and Freeman in the top of the 7th. That is hit to short. Bobbled, and everybody's safe. Hall couldn't hang on. That'll be an E6 and a couple of runners on. And if you were Gordon, granted, you would love to get all of the runs back and then some in the inning. But if you're Gordon, if you can at least maybe take a couple of runs off of the lead. If you're Georgia Highlands, you're looking for that last out and hoping to strand a couple of runners. Send it to the top of the 7th. That is sent in the direction of right field, and initially Andrews wasn't sure where it was. That will bring in 1 run. Bishop delivering. And it's a 3-run game. Gordon scoring their first run since the first inning. And get it on an RBI single to right. It'll bring in Harvard. Katie Lamont 0 for 2 in the game. Has flown out on the infield and the outfield. Top of the order, Lauren Wiltshire moving to the on-deck circle. Count goes even at 1. And again, Gordon, sure, they'd love to get all 4 runs back. But if you can get that runner at third, Hartman in. There's a base hit, finds the gap, rolls. That's got 1 run in. 2 runs will score. On her way to third is Lamont. Dives in with a 2 RBI triple. Gordon right back into the ball game. And the tying run is at third. Top of the order coming to the plate. Dave Elder, you stepped away for a few, and wow, look what happened.
What did happen? I did step away for a few for work.
Had a Harvard single, got on, and then she comes in on the Kara Bishop single, and then you got a 2 RBI triple from Lamont. That brings in Hartman and Bishop.
All that with 2 outs?
All of that with 2 outs. Yep,
there we go. That seems to be the pattern today.
And it's got us back to the top of the order with that tying run at third. Wilcher is homered, ground out, and popped out. That is floated over towards first, and the catch made by Freeman. So the Chargers will maintain a lead, but it is a slim one going to the 7th. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning for Georgia Highlands, third baseman number 3, Amani Green.
We have got a brand new ball game going to the 7th. 1-run contest. Georgia Highlands still with a lead, but it is not nearly as comfortable. Amani Green coming to the plate, and if you are Gordon, here's how you want to face Green. With the bases empty, and is shot towards right field, and over to make the catch is Macy Andrews. Now check that. That is Lily Alpo. I don't think Macy would be catching a teammate's fly ball. Green with a fly out.
So that's Green's first out of the tournament?
It is, I think. Let me verify.
Wasn't she 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 prior?
3 for 3 in a walk in the opening game, and in this one had gone 2 for 2. Fly out the center field by Kimbrell.
Both of those balls were hit on a rope, but right to the Gordon State outfielders.
And you got 2 quick outs with Emily Freeman to the plate. And all momentum has changed addresses for the moment with that 3-run bottom part of the inning. Turns it into a 1-run game. And Georgia Highlands was hoping to put a little distance between they and the Highlanders here in the top of the 7th. One pitch to Freeman, who has singled, walked, and ground out. That is floated towards left field, and going back to make the catch is Macy Batchelor.
Boy, Macy Batchelor has played a very good game at shortstop for GSC.
Got great range. 3 up, 3 down, Gordon. 1 to tie, 2 to win it. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Mason Bachelor will lead it off. Riley Haley and Lily Alpo. 2 up in the inning, 2. Baseball, softball, these little tiny games all added into one, and that tiny inning in the 6th belonged to Gordon, has gotten them to within 1 as we get the 7th underway. And apparently he got it out. I did not see it. We don't have the best view for seeing such. But apparently that was hit into fair play. You know, I think that got the stub at the end of the bat. That was a fair ball.
Nope. Did he make a? I didn't see. Did he make the? If he,
well,
made,
I think he might have made the right call.
Did he make a foul ball gesture when it came off the bat?
Well, that
there?
we'll see.
That's what Nikki at first base coach is saying. Yep. Don't both hands go up in the cape?
Yep, you're right. And then he points towards the field.
They're going over to the Highlands. They're going to explain it to her first. Yeah, they're going to change that.
And you know, no matter what your decision is, you've made somebody unhappy, but you want to make the right decision.
Exactly. But he did. You see right here, once that hit there, he threw both hands up. That's –
here's the thing where umpires are concerned. They're humans.
Oh, yeah.
They make mistakes. Now, he'll probably be ridden all night long for the rest of the night, but they made a mistake. They corrected it. And it may be no big deal one way or the other, or it could play a big factor. We'll see. Round towards third, and that is a fair or foul ball. That is foul. Boy, we're not going to have any swing by Bachelor that's not got something on written all over it.
We had first one now. This is where we're making it worse.
Oh, 2 pitch to Bachelor, fouled away.
You know, I can't tell you how many times, especially after a basketball tournament, gone to the locker room and hear the assigner talking to them, and Yeah, they look because they're still. It's still a teaching moment for them. If you've never been in a certain situation, something happens. Hopefully, you know all the rules. You should be in a position just like players should be in the proper position. That doesn't always happen.
And there was a base hit into center field, and Bachelor's on.
So you and I discussed earlier, was that run that Georgia Highlands got in the top of the fourth? I mentioned to you that could be the difference in this game. Is it going to be the difference? I don't know.
Right now they lead it by one. That one run was Imitaro, who scored in the fourth inning on the 6-3 put out of Kat Kimbrell. Tying run on, nobody gone. Punt laid down. Throw to first. Got the out. That was bang, bang at first. And the put out will go 1-4. The sacrifice that moves Bachelor over.
Yeah, that was bang, bang there.
I think that's the way the seventh inning is going to go. Just bang, bang. See if we can sneak a look in. That was in real time. As that is popped up in left field, and there's two away on the fly out by Alpo. Two outs with a runner at second. Tying run in scoring position. Gordon needing a base hit. Abby Harmon to the plate. Georgia Highlands needing it out. Just a little bit inside. Face Southern on deck. That is hit towards left field, and it's hopped out of the mitt of Haley Love. Tying run in, and Harmon winds up at second on the E7. Oh, Love had gotten there, had it in the mitt, and it hopped out.
Did she hit it with her other hand or just hit in the heel of the glove and pop out?
Of course, from this vantage point, difficult to see. Nope, she just reaches up with one hand. And then it hops out of the mitt.
Oh, wow. My initial thought was, what a great catch, and then you see the ball coming out. Just, that's not what.
I don't know if I can charge an error looking at the replay, man. That was a.
She was running to get that. I thought it was going to be a great catch.
And stretched.
Yes.
Unofficially changing that to a Harmon base hit that drives in the run. Faith Southern looking for the hit that wins it. And now you got Georgia Highlands hoping for extras. They want to go to the eighth. Gordon wants to walk it off. One pitch to Faith Southern. 0 for 3 in the game. Two balls, one strike. Southern with a fly out to left, a ground out to third, a fly out to center. That is a base hit. Over to get it quickly. Love throws him, and it's not going to be in time. Gordon wins it in walk-off fashion.
Wow.
6-2 from the top of the fourth to the bottom of the sixth, but a 3-run bottom of the sixth. And a 2-run top make that bottom of the seventh, and the walk-off by Southern, driving in Harvard, and Gordon wins this one by 1.
Well, that was you got your money's worth on that.
That's what you get when you get to a GCAA softball tournament. What a ball game. It is over. 8 hits, 1 error committed, 5 stranded by Georgia Highlands. Got 5 runs in the third, added 1 more in the fourth. And for Gordon, total of 10 hits and an error. They will strand 5. And spread out their runs scored like this: 2 in the first and 3 in the sixth.
So here's what we've got scheduled right now for tomorrow. 10 o'clock ball game, East Georgia and Andrew. That's an elimination ball game. 1 o'clock ball game will be South Georgia and Georgia Highlands. That will be an elimination ball game. So by 1 o'clock we'll have 2 gone, and the winners of those will set the stage for the rest of the day, and we'll get to that point, and we'll know that then, but we don't know it now. But come back tomorrow, and you can learn it or see it with us.
Pretty good day of softball. The last one ends after 2 hours. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 for the GCAA softball tournament. For Dave Elner, the commissioner, I'm Robert Williamson. Have a good rest of your Wednesday.
Wow.